Chapter 2: The Quest for Joy and the Hunt for Revenge. The fallout from the Great Fart War of Spudville was as ripe as a week-old mango left in the sun. The once peaceful fields of Vegfruitopia had split like a cracked coconut, with fruits and vegetables glaring at each other across a no-man's land of trampled turnips and squashed strawberries. The air buzzed with tension, thick as a stew of simmering animosity, and the two sides were ready to juice or mash each other out of existence. In Spudville, the vegetables simmered with a rage hotter than a roasted jalapeno. Granny Parsnip's funeral had been sacred, a moment to honor a root who'd sprouted kindness wherever she grew. And Wally Watermelon's explosive fart? It was a blight on her memory, a stench that clung to their pride like mold on a forgotten yam. That melon's a menace, snarled Colonel Collie Cauliflower, slamming a floret fist on a table carved from a giant rutabaga.
He's gotta go. All the fruit's gotta go.
The Vegetable Council nodded grimly, their eyes glinting like polished beets. But none burned with more fury than General Tater Tot, the grizzled potato warrior whose tuberous heart now beat for one thing: vengeance. Wally Watermelon's rind is mine, he growled, sharpening a spud knife against a whetstone. I'll hunt him down myself and mash him into pulp. Across the pear plains, the fruits were just as steamed. Well, steamed like a pot of overcooked kale, anyway. They'd rallied behind Wally at first, defending his goofy antics as a bid for joy. But now, the vegetables' outrage over a single fart felt stingy, uptight, and downright unripe. Those starchy stiffs wouldn't know fun if it hit 'em with a pineapple. Spat Pippa Pineapple, her spiky crown bristling. They're too stale to live, agreed Berry Banana, peeling himself in frustration. The fruits huddled in their orchard stronghold, muttering about how the vegetables were joyless husks who deserved to rot in their boring dirt piles. Amid this juicy chaos stood Wally Watermelon, his green-striped bulk slouched on a hill overlooking the smoldering battlefield. He scratched his rind, still chuckling at the memory of his fart echoing through Spudville. But even Wally, dunderhead extraordinaire, could see the mess he'd made. Fruits and vegetables hurling insults and worse at each other. Maybe, he mused, tapping a seed against his chin. I've got to find a way to fix this. A big, silly, joyful way. His eyes lit up like twin cherries. I'll travel the world, find the ultimate laugh, and bring peace back to Vegfruitopia. It was a mission as goofy as he was, and he'd do it alone. Meanwhile, back in Spudville, the vegetables hammered together no fruits allowed signs with nails made from snapped carrot sticks. The signs sprouted like weeds along the broccoli badlands border, crude planks painted with beet juice, warning off any wandering apples or meddling melons. Let's see those pulpy pests try to cross this line, cackled a Celeriac soldier, planting a signpost so deep it nearly hit a potato mine. The village buzzed with war prep. Yams rolled into barricades, onions stockpiled tear gas layers, and the potatoes drilled in formation, their mashed attacks now aimed at an imaginary fruit army. Over in the pear plains, the fruits weren't slacking either. They erected their own signs. Vegetables are stale and boring, scrawled in grape juice cursive and nailed to peach tree trunks. The orchard thrummed with defiance. Watermelons practiced seed-spitting barrages, kiwis sharpened their fuzzy hides into prickly weapons, and a gang of rowdy grapefruits rolled around, squirting bitter insults about those dirt-digging duds. The air smelled of citrus and spite, a cocktail as sour as their mood, but Wally had no time for sign wars. Under the cover of dusk, as the sun dipped below the zucchini zigzags and painted the sky a bruised plum purple, he hatched his plan. He'd slip away a lone melon on a quest for laughter. He packed light, a satchel woven from banana leaves, stuffed with a few emergency seeds and a half-eaten mango for luck. Time to peel out, he whispered, grinning at his own pun. He rolled quietly down the hill, his bulk wobbling like a jiggly gelatin mold, leaving the pear plains behind. At the same moment, General Tater Tot made his own move. The potato warrior stood at Spudville's edge, his spud knife gleaming under the moonlight. No army, Just me and that farting fool, he muttered, his voice rough as gravelly soil. He slung a sack of mashed ammo over his shoulder, its starchy weight a promise of retribution, and trudged off alone into the broccoli badlands. His eyes narrowed, tracking the faint trail of watermelon juice Wally had left behind. The scene unfolded like a split-screen comedy of errors. On one side, the fruits trudged back to their orchard, hoisting their anti-vegetable signs with weary pride. Pippa Pineapple muttered, "Good riddance to that melon moron," unaware Wally had already gone. On the other, the vegetables fortified Spudville, their no fruits signs casting long shadows as Colonel Colley barked orders. Neither side noticed their lone warriors slipping away, Wally rolling toward the unknown, a goofy grin plastered on his rind, and Tater Tot stalking the night, a potato on a mission. As Wally vanished into the twilight, the wind carried his last words. Time to find some joy that doesn't stink. Little did he know the hunt was on, and General Tater Tot was hot on his trail, ready to turn this quest into a showdown as messy as a fruit salad flung at a vegetable stew.